All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're cutting straight to the strategic core of AI governance,
We really are.
and we're focusing on why your organization just cannot afford to wait for the regulators to act first.
It's huge risk.
Our sources, they're delivering a really clear mandate. This idea of waiting for some definitive national AI act is, well, they call it a dangerous fantasy.
It is. The winning strategy has to be regulate yourself before you're regulated.
And that's because AI isn't some future problem, is it? It's here.
It is already the basic digital plumbing of your organization. I mean, it's embedded in everything from sales analytics and HR platforms to your standard productivity suites.
So ignoring AI governance isn't really an option anymore.
It's not an option if you're running a modern business.
Okay, but I have to ask. The temptation to wait is strong, right? If you self-regulate now, you could go too far, slow down innovation, and then have to change everything anyway when the government finally acts.
That's the argument you hear, absolutely.
So why is that wait-and-see approach, as you put it, a recipe for a crisis?
Because AI doesn't exist in a legal vacuum. Even without a dedicated AI law, the existing rules, they still apply.
You mean things like privacy and labor laws?
Exactly. If a model leaks client data or, embeds bias into your hiring, regulators won't accept, we didn't have an AI law as a defense.
They'll just look at the existing rules.
They'll look at your controls under existing privacy, labor, discrimination, and cybersecurity rules. The framework is already there.
Which brings us directly to this governance nightmare, shadow AI. That sounds like a massive loss of control.
It's exactly that. It means your employees are using unapproved, unsanctioned tools that are completely outside of IT's view.
So what's a concrete example?
Think of an employee under a tight deadline, say 5 p.m. They need a quick summary of a critical report.
And they just paste it into a public chatbot, client data and all.
Right. Or staff feeding proprietary internal documents into free tools with, zero understanding of the terms of service.
And trying to block everything is just, it's unsustainable.
Hmm.
But looking the other way feels even riskier.
It is. That's why you need a defined AI policy. It's the company's necessary playbook that translates high-level ethics into actual rules and workflows.
So detailing the playbook. The starting point has to be a cross-functional group, right? Legal, compliance, data, security, HR.
Then business leaders, they all have to be at the table.
And that group has to answer a few core questions. The first one being, what are we actually trying to solve with AI?
Is it about efficiency, new products?
You need to know the strategic purpose first. Then, and this is critical, you have to do a reality check. Where is AI already in play, formally or informally?
The shadow AI audit.
Exactly. And what kind of sensitive data is it touching? If you don't know what's flowing out, you can't govern the risk.
And once you know the goal and the risk, the third question is about alignment, choosing which global benchmarks to follow.
Yes, a lot of organizations are looking at frameworks like the OECD AI principles or the new standard ISO 42001.
Which is basically the global blueprint for managing AI systems risk. It is. And the key here is that a mature policy has to be concrete, not philosophical. It has to detail approved tools, prohibited uses.
And specify when a human has to review an AI's output.
Especially for big decisions impacting fairness or accuracy, it needs to describe how we work here in just plain language.
So for the organizations that do this, that build this rulebook early, what's the payoff? Our sources highlight three really big strategic advantages.
They do.
The first is a bit of a paradox.
Mm-hmm.
Creating rules actually generates the confidence to innovate.
It really does. Because your teams know their boundaries, they know what they can safely build and experiment with.
The second advantage is about credibility.
Immediate credibility. When that inevitable complaint or investigation happens, you can point to a living, functioning governance framework. You're not just making claims after the fact.
You're not scrambling. And the third, which feels crucial, is future-proofing.
It's massive. When those national laws do finally land, you aren't starting from zero. You're just adapting your existing policy, and that avoids incredibly costly retrofitting.
So it's cheaper and less disruptive in the long run.
Much less. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the organizations that are going to earn trust in the AI age are the ones who treat governance as part of responsible corporate citizenship.
Not just a compliance exercise.
Not at all. It's about them making explicit choices about their values now.
Which leaves a provocative thought for you, the listener. Waiting passively for external rules is not leadership. If AI is already running systems in your organization, Are you actively making the regulatory choices about its risks and rewards? Or are you just letting dangerous default habits take over?